it'll be interesting to see if anybody tunes in because everyone is either quarantined or doing a whole bunch of other shit. And it'll be interesting how many tune in. But today I wanted to talk about a couple of things. Coronavirus shit is scaring the shit out of everybody. And if you're a gun-toting conspiracy theorist, this is your time to shine. This is your time to share all the memes, all the conspiracy shit about all CEOs stepping down. Because, oh my God, this is really a cover up for a huge sex ring. Really? Like, really? Really? This is a huge cover up for a sex, because of the Epstein shit. They're making a huge leap, and I love it. It's unreal. The amount of people, the conspiracy theorists are out in full force with this coronavirus shit. People that I thought were reasonable are absolutely losing their shit. Now, I'm in Florida. I'm not going to say Florida is not going crazy, but to be honest, less crazy than Pennsylvania. Like y'all know Pennsylvania shut everything down. Like if you're a imagine you're a small business. What's up, guys? How you doing? Little Cuervo, Matt, GT500, YouTube Carpenter, Free Speech, Coyote Car Guy, always tuning in. I love it that he supports the channel. And Tony Bolton is on the show. Tony Bolton actually thanked me for the Crank-A-Pallet video on the other channel because, he was considering doing a Crank-A-Pallet. And at the end of the day, unless you're going to use all that shit, it doesn't matter. But fuck car shit. Let's talk today about compatibility versus chemistry. What does that mean? Compatibility versus chemistry. If you see I have been on many dates. And I'm telling you, the hardest part about being on a date, obviously you pick them because they're hot. And period, right? You got to be visual. First, we're guys. We look at a girl, I'm like, she's hot. So I want to get with her. I want to, and then once you start talking to them, that's when your erection goes back into your body 9 times out of 10 because they just say really stupid shit. Or like a lot of you guys do out there, you ignore the stupid shit she's saying just to get in her pants. And then all of a sudden shit goes downhill and you're in a situation that's really hard to get out of. I'm trying to think if I put myself in a position like that in my 2 years of being single. I don't think so. I knew that I was with people that I shouldn't have been with based on just physicality. Like, man, this girl is a great lay. And it's really tough to say hell no to this person because they're beautiful. But then when you start talking to them, you're like, oh no, you're a moron. I did date somebody for a couple of months that was a car girl. And that really pretty much told me I can't go out with any car chicks. Like I see all these car chick YouTube channels. Like there's a girl I think up in Tampa, and I'm sure her boyfriend is putting her up to this because she has a fine little ass on her and she's really pretty. And she's out there taking engines out and doing this and destroying the car in the process. Like, oh, I'm going to take this engine out. Oops, I ripped apart half of the engine harness. Oh, well, no big deal. I was like, oh no, what are you doing? I could never date a car girl because of that, because they're into cars and I'm not that into cars. I like to race, but I'm not that into it. But I was watching one of those dumb Facebook, videos that just pop up and it's like compatibility versus chemistry. So let's say you meet a girl, she's hot, she's smoking hot, but she's into shit that you really don't care about. Yet like you truly don't care about. Like CrossFit, right? CrossFit to me is a cult. CrossFit to me is geared towards professionals that were never athletic. Again, I am not dogging CrossFit. It is very difficult once you get into the elite level. But usually, 9 times out of 10, the people that join CrossFit don't want to go to a gym because the gym has the negative connotation of, I don't want to be a musclehead. And then CrossFit has more of a challenge-oriented WOD, workout of the day. What's the WOD? And I think it's geared towards white professionals that were never athletic, in my opinion. So I always wondered, could I go out with a CrossFit chick? And then when you get into it, you're like, fuck no, not just no, but fuck no, because everything is CrossFit. Everything becomes CrossFit. Their eating habits, they're carrying around a lunchbox everywhere they go. Oh, I got to stop and eat something because, they become even more obsessive than regular gym girls. Regular gym girls go after 5 o'clock or professional like doctors, nurses, they go early, get their hour and a half in, and they're done. Whereas CrossFit people live, breathe, and die CrossFit. So I can't date a CrossFit chick no matter how hot she is, because at the end of the day, she's just going to annoy the shit out of me because of her CrossFit bullshit. Then you have others that are like into art. Now, art is great. Art is wonderful. I don't care. I literally don't care about art. I can look at it and go, that's great. That's all fine and dandy, but you cannot make me get into it. Now, if you're okay with me not giving two shits about art, you should be okay. I should be okay with you not giving two shits about racing. And then we'll come together, cook, clean, bang, watch TV, and we're good. But I think you need somebody that's into your shit. I remember watching a Chris Rock special, comedian, kind of fell off of the whole comedic thing. And he was like, if you gotta, whatever she's into, you gotta be into. If she's a crackhead, you gotta be a crackhead. If she's a pothead, you gotta be a pothead, which is another, don't get me started on the whole pot thing, because I am like so convinced. I'm so convinced based on everything I've seen here in Florida. The people that say that pot isn't addicting, again, I'm sure there's scientific studies that says it's not addicting. But why don't they stop? Like, I'd love to get a pothead and be like, oh, pot's not addicting. It's a natural herb. It's all good. No, so is an opiate. So is opium. But, it's all good. It's not addicting. And then you're like, all right, then stop. Like, stop for a year. And they're like, well, why would I do that? Like, okay. But anyway, in terms of compatibility, I think I need someone like me who's a cynical asshole, sees everything through a funny lens. I don't necessarily take anything serious. This whole coronavirus and the overreaction is laughable. People buying all the bullets, people buying all the toilet paper, people buying everything, all the snacks, all the meat to stay in the house for 2 weeks. How much do you eat? And when you go outside, you can go to a restaurant and eat. I'm not saying go into a restaurant, sit down and eat. I'm saying you can get takeout. You can go about your life. Now, it does suck that things like the gyms are closed, but you know what that's actually done to me? Because the gym closed, it has forced me to look for other ways of working out. And I've done a ton of push-ups, a ton of sit-ups. I go to a park where it has those little workout stations and I do pull-ups there. And then today I took my bike out and I ate shit hardcore. I don't know if you can see it, but this is all scratched up. But that was my own fault because I dropped one of my earbuds and I'm like, oh no. And I fucking flailed and ran up against a fence. But I did that for an hour and a half and I'm beat as fuck, did 4 miles and, it forced me to look for alternatives. But anyway, in terms of compatibility, you have to be with someone that's into what you're into. I'm not into cars that much. It's okay. I can never do car shit ever again. Drag race once in a while and we're good. Whereas other people are obsessed with cars. And girls that are obsessed with cars, I think there's something wrong with them. Like there's something genuinely wrong with that person. Whereas if you see it as just like an outlet to have some fun and race and do your thing and it's your passion, but it's not your life, I think that's healthy. If you focus into anything way too much, I don't think it's healthy. I just don't think it's healthy. I don't give a fuck about anything that much. And I'd like to think I'm on the healthier side, but I might be just as fucked up as the next guy. So who the hell knows? So today we're just going to talk general stuff. I did want to talk a little bit about mostly compatibility stuff. Have you guys ever gone out with a girl that is smoking hot and you ignore all the bullshit that she's into because she's hot? Because she's hot. You go, man, she's stupid. She's pain in the ass. She's into dumb shit. Her friends are fucking assholes. Her parents are assholes. But she is hot. So I'm going to put up with that shit. Let me know your stories if you've put up with women that are super hot but not compatible. Then you meet a down-ass chick. Like a down-ass chick, real nice, gets it, isn't into some bullshit, talks to you like a normal person, kind of has a similar mentality, but her looks are lacking a little bit. Trust me, that person is probably going to be pretty good for you in the long run than someone that's smoking hot. Look, I can't go out with a girl that takes more than 30 minutes to get ready. Fuck out of here with that. Seriously, love you. Get out of here. Don't need that in my life. I can't go out with a girl that wears fake eyelashes. I can't go out with a girl that has fake nails. I can't do that shit because it's just fucking weird. Now, if you got some, nice, small, something where you use your hands a lot and your nails aren't these stupid long nails and your feet are what also you can't have fucked up feet. If you have fucked up feet, I can't go out with you either. Because the way I look at it is feet are the furthest thing away from your body. And if you absolutely take care of those, everything that's a little closer might be tight. Trust me, for you young guys out there, I'm right. I'm right about this. Don't fuck around. So anyway, on this coronavirus edition of the dating channel Livestream, are you guys having, if you're single out there, are you guys having trouble like finding chicks like during this time to even engage and talk to you? Like engage, talk, come over, because everyone's absolutely paranoid. I had something set up and they were like, no, maybe when this shit dies down, maybe when this stuff dies down, we'll reconvene. I said, well, you missed your opportunity. I'm sorry. I'm not one of these guys that's like, oh, okay, I'm going to hang tight for 2 weeks and then we'll get together. Fuck all that. You got to get that Rolodex out and go and see what the deal is. And if you're a halfway decent guy and treat people pretty well, your options are open to you. So anyway, someone said, Joe Jackson said, CrossFit is for people that need other people to motivate them. You're right, Joe Jackson. I think it's a lot. Okay, I don't want to say CrossFit people are mentally weak. Okay, I'm not going to say that. They're very strong-willed, and some of the elite guys, the elites in anything, are self-motivators. But the people at the low level, like the people that gets a personal trainer, they probably need somebody to tell them how to use the equipment, what exercises to do. Self-motivators, people like me and others alike, they don't need anybody to tell them a fucking thing. They can kind of just get shit done. And I don't want anyone to tell me I'm doing anything. When I'm at the gym and I'm working out and anybody tells me, do it this way, I look at them, I size them up and I go, in my mind, I go, if you were jacked, like fucking jacked, I'd listen. If you look like me or less, then I go, okay, thanks a lot, and then fuck out of here. But I think in terms of CrossFit, especially CrossFit women that are obsessed over it, get super jacked over it, and their whole life becomes CrossFit. I can't date that woman because CrossFit is her number one priority. Other women do that with babies. Like I've met women that say, by the age of 35, if I don't have a kid with a man, I'm going to turkey baster my twat and just say, and I'm going to have a kid. And I go, why in the hell would you do that? Like, why do you think a kid is going to fix your shit? And are you suitable to raise a child? A lot of women don't want to hear that. I know a lot of women that shouldn't have a kid anywhere near them because they're fucked up in the head. And they're going to pass on that fucked up shit onto their child. Let's say their childhood wasn't that good. They grew up in a broken home. They think that whatever's wrong with their mind, because they can't get shit straight, they can't deal, it'll be fixed once a child comes into play. And 9 times out of 10, not even close. Like, it doesn't even come close. It actually brings up more issues, because now you're like, shit, I got to take care of this kid forever. Now I was talking to, let me get some comments out of the way and then I'll keep going because I can keep on going. Coyote Carga says, pothead brain dead. I've never met a pothead that let's say was a hard worker. I've never met a pothead I'm saying a pothead, not just a guy that smokes weed once in a while, a pothead that was a hard worker. They were mostly artists, free thinkers, thought, I'm going to open up a coffee shop from a Volkswagen, bus. It's like, shut up. And you know what the funny thing is about people like that? They end up being millionaires because they strike it rich with some stupid fucking idea, and they get someone to believe in their idea because you're such a free thinker. Let me just invest in your idea, and all of a sudden they make it while I'm busting my ass, busting my knuckles, doing hard work, and it doesn't matter. Tony Bolton says, David Spade persona win. David Spade persona win? No, I don't think so, because there can be too much sarcasm. I've met a lot of women, they're like, sarcasm, I speak sarcasm as a second language. I'm like, yeah, that's why you've been single for 4 years. You know, I've met women that said, I haven't been with a guy in 7 years, and then they're not willing to change their schedule. They say stupid shit. They do stupid shit around the guy to push him away. Well, you're not going to meet. And then they always say, I meet nothing but assholes. Did you ever think that you actually choose assholes to be around your life? So it's bad choice. Not willing to kind of bend. And I don't know, most women are kind of, especially my age, they're kind of set in their ways and they're not going to change for you. Now, dating someone young is tough because, you know, they're hot. You can have some fun with them. But then when it comes to talking to them, very rarely do I come across a quote unquote mature 20-year-old. Someone said he sprained his ovary, Tony. Bolt on. Not good to be obsessive about anything. Exactly, Coyote Car Guy. I'm not into anything that much. It doesn't really car shit. I can just sell it and do gym stuff or just go to the beach and just whatever. I'm not into anything that much. I'm into me. I'm into money. I like making money, but that's about it. Three Valves Eric said, yes, fall on some grenades for a nice piece of ass. Joe Jackson says, yes, all of the above. Tony Bolton says, bagged and bounced. Smash her. What the hell did it say? Smash her and leave her, stay single. See, the thing is about doing that, I'm in a unique position. I can meet a girl, take her on a date. Everything's fine. Not lead her on. See where it goes. Maybe have sex. And then, you know, if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't necessarily mean you don't talk to them anymore. You're just not feeling a relationship or a connection with that person. But at the same time, don't lead them on like you're in love with them or looking to make something happen when in your mind, because usually after sex, that's kind of when you've made up your mind what's going to happen, right? Let's say you meet a girl and you're like, man, she's and then you have sex. I think once that allure and you've been there, done that, wears off, that's where the rubber meets the road and you say, I like this person, I want to pursue them, or they're going to be a chick I'm going to put in the Rolodex, or she could just be a friend, or I'm just not going to date her anymore. Now, a lot of women that say, well, guys are just going to smash and dash because you weren't the one. Okay, plain and simple. You didn't make that guy feel all warm and fuzzy inside, and he didn't want anything to do with you. And it's not his fault or your fault. He just didn't feel it. Maybe he was out there just to get a piece of ass and you gave it to him and it was done. Or he was genuine, liked you, had sex, and wasn't feeling anything afterwards. Because guess what, ladies? After we have an orgasm, we think clearly. We think real clearly. We go, oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't like her at all. It sucks, but that's literally how we think. And a woman can absolutely have a guy right here in the palm of her hands if she know how his brain works. If you understand how a guy's brain works, you can have him right here. You know when to put out, when to talk to him, what to say, and the guy will absolutely, I've seen women that have control over a man, and I go, that woman's got it figured out. She knows when to give it up, when not to give it up, when to be available, when not to be available. She doesn't just give it all up on the first date, because once you give it up on the first date, I'm like, you're a hoe. You're a hoe. You gave it up real quick, or, it went real well, but come on, man, just don't give it up on the first date. But some guys out there are such sad sacks that they're going to fall for anything. So those guys are easily controlled, and women can spot that shit from a mile away, and they stop getting interested into that whole situation. They go, you know what? I'm not interested. This guy's just kind of like a puppy dog. And they tell their friends he's just a puppy dog. So they just kind of go, nah, see you later. Yes, Betty got to be on point. Betty got to be on point. Oh, Petty. Oh, the foot. Yeah. If the women's feet are all jacked up, everything else is all jacked up. This girl's Tinder bio: bi, 420, friendly, vegan, vape nation, 3 tattoos, working on number 4. I dated a girl that had a lot of tattoos, but hated attention. Think about that. Imagine putting a bunch of tattoos on your body and hating the fact that people constantly point out your tattoos. So, the logical question is, why the fuck do you have so many tattoos? Well, I do it for me. Okay, so get ready to get some attention. I dated a girl recently who had just one tattoo on her shoulder, and she constantly got people just almost wanting to touch her tattoo just to kind of see if there's texture. And I was like, yeah, you put it in a spot that's very visible, and then you wear clothing like guys that wear shorts in the wintertime that have calf tattoos. Like, it's wintertime. We know you got tattoos on your fucking legs. You're not a badass. You just have tattoos on your leg. Cover that shit up. Seriously, cover that shit up. You're not a badass. 20 degrees outside. Cover up your fucking legs. No one cares that you have a calf tattoo. Really, no one cares that you have a calf tattoo. 3 Valeric says, yikes, that can't be petty. That can't be pretty. I've been fortunate enough to say that I've never experienced that so far. Reaper Rican says, just got headers done, and first thing I did was load the cam tune. Oh boy, should I just like get him off the channel? I know there's only 56 people listening, but I don't want any car shit intersecting here. It's so fucking stupid. Force Fed Coyote says, Alex is one fit dad bod. Fuck you, dad bod. No dad bod here. You guys ever see calf tattoos on guys? And I wonder if a woman looks at that and goes, oh my God, I can't wait to suck his dick. It's like, oh, look at his calf tattoos. It's of a flaming skull rider Harley dude. Fuck. Oh my, I'm so wet. And you're like, yeah, no, you look really stupid, dude. But you know what? I have seen women, and I have literally seen on Tinder profiles, Bumble profiles, Match, all that shit. I want a bad boy. I want a guy that looks like he's going to beat me up or might be trouble or an edge. Guess what, girls? Guys that look like they have an edge probably have an edge, and then don't complain when all of a sudden they show their edgy side. That's my favorite. They're like, he's an asshole. He cheated on me, got drunk, cheated on me with my best friend. Then he slapped me across the face when I called him on it. I'm like, pretty edgy, isn't he? Stop picking assholes. It's real easy. Joe Jackson, last serious girlfriend had a lot of tats, posted all over Facebook, IG, attention seeker. That's the other thing. I cannot date a woman that has like an insane amount of tattoos because, okay, I get it. You're into art, your left brain or right brain, whatever the fuck side of your brain is the artistic side. If you do it for you, your tattoos should not be visible, right? If you do it for you, it should be in the middle of your back, on your thigh, where no one can see it but you when you shower. If you're doing it to look for attention, it is a sleeve. It is a neck tattoo. It is a complete thigh. There was a girl I was following on Instagram, car chick. Okay, she was a total car chick. And I'm like, man, this girl is smoking hot out in the California area. And that's the only car chick that I'd be like, you know what? If that booty becomes available, I'm not going to date her, but I sure would like to bang it because she was smoking hot. Then she got massive breast implants. I went, I could work with those. I could work, it's fucking sick. Big old tits. All right, that's sick. Then she got the biggest, it looked like Chun-Li was on her leg. Like huge, massive leg tattoo. I said, I'm done. See you later. I'm fucking done. Not because I think it's gross or anything. I just saw that was like, look at me. Not only the boobs are different, right? Women with boobs, I think it's for them because they want to feel like they fill out a sweater or the bra. They feel more feminine. I get that 100%. A tattoo of a freaking massive like geisha or some shit on your leg. I'm just like, I'm done. I'm absolutely, I could not even think of going that. I'm like, no, it actually turned me off to that person. I was like, unfollow, uncheck, see ya, bye, done. Joe Jackson says, Alejandro Flores, spot on. About what? Okay, Alex, what do you put in your dating profile bio? Perfect. YouTube corrupt, anti-free speech. So I'm going to go to Tinder right now and I'm going to read my dating profile bio. And I have one on Bumble that's a little different. And I have one on Match that's a little different. So let's see. Wow, this one looks good. See, when they say curvy, I just opened one up and said curvy. And this is not curvy. This is bumpy. I'm curvy. No, you're bumpy. Okay. So this is what my profile says on my Real quick. Alejandro, my name, my age, my location. I says, the intro, if you don't have time to date, why are you here? I say Hispanic, employed, fit-ish, no kids, no desire to have any. And then I tell them my location. Then it says about you. You, normal, fit-ish, grown kids or no kids. Non-smoker, weed included. Non-binge drinker, I mean, you can have wine. I don't give a shit about wine. Good to great communication. On the affectionate side, semi-athletic. Over the whole partying thing seems to be difficult to find. Hope to find you. That's it. Real simple. I'm not like, hey, I like walking in the park and sucking dicks and holding hands and all this shit. I'm not going to pussyfoot that shit. Me, what I'm about, height, weight, and then what I would ideally like to see from you, and we'll go from there. So YouTube Crow at the Free Speech says curvy means 327 pounds. I don't want to show her face, but yeah, she's a big girl. Koi fish tattoos. Exactly. And Coyote Car Guy, I must admit, implants are not. I met a woman who was super petite, a tiny little thing. The best breast implants I have ever seen. It fit her body perfectly. She looked athletic. They looked good on her. She probably spent good coin on it. Not like a $5,000 boob job where it looks like they're going east-west. Like legit teardrop, great job. Like legit great job. I said, okay, I'm a fan. And they felt pretty damn great. So, okay, so now on my Bumble profile, which is another stupid dating site. Let me check what that says. Okay. I forgot. I'm sure a girl sees this and she goes, you're a fucking idiot. I say 42 because I'm 42 years old. I'm Americanized. Now, that right there fucks people up. What do you mean Americanized? Like, especially a Hispanic girl, she sees that and she's like, what does that mean? You know, so here we go. My Bumble profile. 42, Americanized. Work full-time, no kids, have all my teeth. Speaks English and Spanish fluently. Well-spoken, fit-ish, love the beach, fast cars, great conversations. And this is what I say on the bottom because I was just fed up with Bumble. First date will be a coffee. No need to be at dinner to find out you've gained 30 pounds from your profile pic. This is very common, by the way. So right here, if you're doubting me, let me see if this thing right there, the bottom part. Oh, I hope it zooms in. Let me see if it zooms in. Nah, it won't let me zoom in. Shit. Let me see. There we go. First day will be coffee. No need to be at dinner to find out you've gained 30 pounds from your profile pic. This is very common, by the way. So I don't sugarcoat shit when it comes to stuff like that because I have literally had dates when you see the woman come in the door and you're like, no, what the fuck? Like, what happened between this profile pic, which seems to be this century, and like, did you eat everything? Did you eat everything on the way here? Because you literally there was a woman that was Persian. That's the best way I could describe them. Persian. And like, I'm trying to think of a good example. I hate to say Salma Hayek, but she's not Persian. She's Mexican or something, or Colombian. But she had a similar look, tall, long black hair, dark eyes. Just think of, Cleopatra, just a tall, and I was like, ooh, I matched with this. This woman looked at me and thought I wasn't a gross piece of shit. Hell to the yes. Where do you want to meet? Let's meet in Fort Lauderdale. Sick. Let's meet in Fort Lauderdale. Because if you're in Fort Lauderdale, you're either a professional or you're a fucking bum. There is no in between. So she was a professional. I stupidly didn't ask for more photos because she had a ton on her profile pic. We talked on the phone briefly. Seemed very nice. Dude, easily 30 pounds overweight from the picture. Like, she looked like she went 30 pounds just in the gut. And I said, that's some bullshit right there, because I should have just gotten up and left and be like, fuck this. But I didn't. I stupidly sat there and had a conversation with her and probably led her on. But I'm pleasant. In person, I'm actually pretty pleasant. I'm like, I don't really need to wait. And now, the older you get, the less time you perceive to have. You always go, I am wasting my valuable time on this person. So the next time, bet me, the next time I see a woman that has absolutely deceived me in terms of photos, and I'm at a restaurant, what I'm going to do? I'm going to show up late and I'm going to spot her I'm going to get like binoculars and be like, which one are you? Oh, I'm wearing a white blouse. Oh, can you like wave your hands? Yeah, no, I can't make it. I'm not doing this shit anymore because even appetizers in a tip is like, almost $30. And then of course they order drinks. I'm like, really? You're going to fucking order drinks? You're going to order drinks when I don't even know if I 30 pounds. What's wrong with you? 30 pounds showing up. If you have a profile pic that, okay, if you're on a dating site and you are quite heavier or lighter than your current profile pic, update your fucking pic. Update your pic. Do not lead people on. It's just going to save them time and you time. Trust me. Lex Luthor says, I passed TF and hope I ain't late. I don't know what that means. YouTube Corrupt Free Speech says, that's pretty good. I was going to put something similar, but I read online that don't be serious. Just put a short, funny line. I guess that's why all the girls say, I swiped for your dog. Now, another thing that happens a lot with women, they put a super hot friend in their profile picture for the hope, and then you don't know which one it is. You just go, I hope it's the hot one, because that's why you're swiping right or messaging the person. They put the same super hot chick girl in every picture in order for you to swipe on them. So then you go, okay, swipe. And then if you match, you're like, which one are you in the pictures? I'm the one on the left. Ignore or, unmatch, block. Ladies, don't do that. If you're not the best looking girl in the picture, don't post it up. Don't post it up. And if you think you're like on par with that other girl, don't put that picture up, because 9 times out of 10, you're probably the ugly chick in the group. So don't be that chick that puts a picture of smoking hot friend that's taken in your profile picture, because it's going to waste our time. That's the biggest thing. Just don't waste my time, because not only do you have to you're immediately lying. You're immediately lying. You're lying. You're lying right now because we don't know which one you are in the picture. So you're a liar. That's a bad way to start a relationship. Oh, God. 3 Valve Eric says, walks in the door with an extra 30 pounds. I was only kidding. Yeah, fuck all that. Force Fed Coyote says, have you ever used a YOLO impersonation to get out of an ugly date? No. No. Trying to think of the ugliest date I've had. I'm saying a girl that was just not even close to the pictures. And I don't think I've ever bailed out. Wait, let me think. Let me think. Just bear with me. There's only 65 of you on, so you guys can wait. Have I ever bailed out on a date because she was ugly as fuck? I usually ask for more photos, and once they start saying shit like, I hate taking pictures. What girl hates taking pictures? Ugly girls or fat girls. Never swipe right on face pics, only for this reason too. Exactly. I need to see a top and bottom, top to bottom. I need to see everything that's going on in your thing. And then, okay, let's say you're very good looking and everything is good. Are you a pleasant person? Because I've met a lot of women down here in Florida that I think they come to Florida to get away from something. Wherever they grew up, whatever's going on, I think they come to Florida thinking that a change of location is going to fix them. When in actuality, what it does is it highlights the problem. Because if you think you're going to move to Florida to fix something, you're going to come to find out that you're bringing shit with you. And the problem is 9 times out of 10, you're the problem. You haven't fixed your shit. You had a bad relationship you're trying to get away from. You never healed from it. So you come to Florida. And you know where women come to Florida to try to fix their shit out of all places? Miami. There isn't a worse city than Miami to try to fix anything that is wrong. Miami is absolutely garbage if you want to fix yourself. If you want to fix yourself, you want to be in warm weather. You don't want to be around a bunch of party atmosphere, a place where a bunch of dudes are out there just, good looking in shape guys. They're just looking to take advantage of a weak woman. You want to go somewhere quiet and figure your shit out and get, whether it's a job, whether it's whatever, but you want to just kind of figure your shit out. But no, what do? I want to come to Miami and fix my shit. Then they end up in Hialeah getting turned out, double fisting, people down there. And you're like, well, that didn't fix anything, did it? No, now you have AIDS. And then what? It's one of those things where you you got to fix your shit before you head anywhere. And I think, look, same thing with kids, right? I told people you can't have kids to fix your head and fix your shit and fix your issues. You can't come to Florida to fix your issues. Yes, it's pretty down here. It's very nice weather. It's favorable and it's nice looking, but you can get in trouble in Florida so fast. There are drugs easily available, racing easily available. You can get put into sex trafficking in 2 seconds in Florida if you fall in with the wrong crowd. So don't come to Florida to fix your shit, especially Miami. I wouldn't go south of Del Rey. Even right now with this coronavirus scare, anything south of Lake Worth, people are freaking out. Let's say south of Hollywood. I wouldn't say Lake Worth, but south of Hollywood, which is Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and everything else down there, they're all freaking out. There are kids going to spring break at Miami Beach because they think they're owed a spring break. Oh, I've had this booked for a bunch, and they're freaking the fuck out. They're closing the beaches. Mini riots are starting to break out at beaches from cops trying to kick people out of there because they're stupid. They don't know how to act. And that usually happens in those cities, those party cities, those drinking cities. Like even Del Rey to me is not desirable because it's too much of a party drinking bar atmosphere where bad shit goes down. It's really hard to find a good girl in Florida because I don't think there's a lot of them left. And if they are, they're with someone. They're already with someone. They're hitched up. But if a girl is single in Florida for a long time, something's wrong with her. They would say the same about me. Maybe they're right. Lex Luthor says, I meant pass the fuck out. Tired as hell. Tan fat looks better than white fat. Tan fat looks better than white fat? Why is that funny? Can you show us the pictures you have on your Tinder or Bumble? That's fucking weird. YouTube curl up anti-free speech, but let me see. I don't have like my dick out or anything, but I don't know. That's kind of weird. Let me see what I have on my Tinder. It looks so stupid. No, I don't want to see it. They're embarrassing. I do have this one that's like my favorite. I'm wearing a VMP hat with a blower crushing a baby. See, so I was actually holding a baby there, right? And I had Carrie from VMP Photoshop the first Gen 3 the prototype blower, but I said leave the baby's legs there. Like leave the prototype, leave the baby's legs and leave the prototype there. So that's basically my Tinder picture, which is and people go, do you have a blower on top of a baby? I go, yep, that's exactly what I have. I had a 40-pound blower crushing a baby. I was using the baby to make sure that the blower had a nice cushioned, thing to put on. And they were like, oh my God, you're such an asshole. And I'm like, baby was fine. Three Valeric says, Alejandro Flores, I had that happen to me. I started talking to someone who only had pictures with friends. I was dumb and never asked for a solo pic. And when we met up, sure enough, she was a dud. That is the biggest problem. Now, a lot of women that I've met, I think they think they're so good looking that their personality doesn't have to be so great. I think they're okay being on the meaner side. And this sounds weird, but I've met a lot of women here that when it comes to berating, if you watch my videos, I talk about it a little bit. I went out with a girl. She worked for the state or the city or the county or whatever the fuck. I think they go by the county here. And everything she was saying was sort of to get a leg up on you. Now, she was very attractive. That's kind of the issue I think a lot of the women have, where she was very attractive, so she thought she could be a sarcastic asshole right off the rip and have it be okay. Whereas I go, no, I'm definitely not going to roll with that. I'm not going to put up with that shit. I'm not going to let her talk down to me or have her be kind of, I'll give you an example. I was putting the tip down. By the way, I paid. She didn't pay. I was putting the tip down and my math was off a little bit. I just wasn't concentrating. I was kind of looking at it real quick. And then she looked at it and she goes, oh my God, you don't know how to do math? And I looked at her. I gave her this look. I went just like that. And I think that look reset her bullshit. She went, oh, it's $70. I said, okay. So then I figured out real quick, this girl, I can probably manipulate the relationship just by being kind of a dick based on just me giving her a look like, bitch, shut up. She changed her tone, and I tested that theory throughout the date. We went later on for like yogurt or ice cream, and I kind of started being short with my answers and being kind of like, I don't know, mysterious. I'm not really talking that much. I'm kind of shortening up my answers because I saw how she was acting. And then I said, let me change it up because this isn't going anywhere. Let me change it up. Let me just be a mean asshole. And she started kind of being better. And I went, see, I got to be myself. I got to be able to be myself on a date for it to last a while. So the fact that I had to be different to get the proper reaction back kind of told me this is not going to work out. But you could tell that this is like a common trend a lot of professional women have. They're set in their ways. They are single for a very long time. And when a very good looking woman is single for a very long time, you wonder, what's wrong? What's wrong? And then you start listening to what they say and how their personality is. And you go, there it is. You're an unpleasant asshole. Nobody wants to put up with your shit. And I don't think they're going to change. At a certain age, I just don't think they're going to change. They're either on your level or on the same wavelength, or they're just not, plain and simple. Alex, how much did you put down on a tip? So it was 52, and no, 54. So think $20. This is the way I do math. So $20. I'm sorry, 20%. So for every 10, you leave $2, right? So for 50, you would leave $10. So I think I left 12, and it was 58, and that was 70. No, 12 and change, 12 and like 12.50 or 12.75 or something like that. So it was a little over 20%. Bandy says, did I miss the conversation on compatibility versus chemistry? You know, we can always talk about it because you know what the difference is between compatibility and chemistry, right? Chemistry is she's hot. You both are hot and heavy for each other. And you know, oh my God, she's hot. There's a ton of chemistry. I have literally looked at profiles where women say, I want to have chemistry with the person I meet. And I say, I'd rather have compatibility, meaning I want to be able to know, I want to be able to talk to you and be a sarcastic asshole, reference things that I reference, like South Park. I reference South Park all the time. I reference pop culture all the time. I reference movies all the time. And if a girl doesn't know what South Park is not with pop culture and movies, I'm going to have a hard time communicating with that person. But if she's smoking hot and she thinks I'm good looking and we have a great chemistry, I think that's short-lived because eventually you got to talk to each other. After how many months do you really stop fucking the shit out of each other? Like after how many months do you stop having sex an insane amount of times per day? I would say 2 to 3 months is when you stop banging nonstop. Like I can't get enough of this pussy. Just pow, just all day, every day. And at my age, a lot of women do not want to have children, so it is favorable. So yeah, you just pound away, and then after 3 months, you're like, so if we're not fucking, we're talking. And if you're talking and whatever you're talking about isn't compatible, that becomes an issue. Now, I did let go of a person that was compatible and we had good chemistry, but I was in a pivotal time in my career that I needed to concentrate on my work because so many opportunities were coming my way that I was not going to be able to give her the proper attention she deserved. And I didn't want to have her waiting around for that. I said, look, if you meet a guy down there and you get along, I'm not going to prevent you from that because I don't know how long I'm going to really be in on my work. Meaning I chose work over her. The relationship was very young, but I think I did the right move. It sucks that it had to happen, but I was open with her. I literally said, look, I'm at a pivotal point in my life where my career right now is priority. And I have to pay attention to it because opportunities that never come around are happening right now, and I have to take them. And I apologize if this is bad timing, but I don't want to prevent you from finding happiness. And if you find someone more available, closer to you, then, I would allow, we should split up and I'll do my career thing and you could look for someone. Now, this is what I was hoping she would say, kind of. I'll wait. It's all good. I'll wait. You're not dumping me. Fuck you. You're not dumping me, But she didn't say that. She said, okay, yeah, I guess I understand. And I was like, all right, well, it could have gone both two ways. It could have gone, well, fuck you. You're not dumping me. I'm going to wait as long as it takes to I was kind of secretly hoping our connection was that strong. But I think she was like, oh, well, okay, if that's what you say. I was like, okay. So it just wasn't 100% there. But I was honest with her. And I don't know if she's single anymore. I haven't reached out because my career has, I don't want to say leveled off, but what I had to do needed to be done at that time. And now I'm good and I can, give the proper time to somebody. But I didn't reach out back to that person because I didn't want to lead them on and make them think that I was playing with their feelings. Like, oh, I'm available now. Want to go out again? That's just not how I roll. If she hits you with the asshole hole shot, tree the fuck out of her. How long do you wait after the second date to go out on the third? Okay, Joseph Rivas, I've said to people, hey, a woman, after the first date, hey, look, I'd like to see you again. Let me know when you're available, and if you're okay with seeing me again, I'd love to see you again. And then they just ghost. They just, whether they're not interested or they feel it's too much too soon, who knows? But that's my natural feeling. If I like the person and everything is good, I am just going to ask them out again right off the bat. The second date should be an activity. First date is going to be dinner or coffee or something. Second date should be an activity, whether it's mini golf, whether you go to a park, whether you do something together, whether it be an athletic thing, who knows? But I'd like to do an activity on the second date. And the third date, we're going to go watch a movie and you're coming back to my place to smash. And if you hadn't smashed in the first or second date, you were definitely smashing on the third. If you're not, then what the hell are we doing on our third date? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing on our fourth date? Going back out to dinner again? No, we're smashing. Let's get to it. Let's go. Bandy and Coyote Car Guy just hanging out. You guys want to just exchange numbers right now? Do you ever take a date over to your home or get a Momo? A motel? No, I don't get a motel. So this is what I'm trying to think. If I've ever, yeah. So I'll give you a quick dating story. There are women with ridiculous proportions here in Florida. Now, I don't know if it's a fake ass that I met, but this woman was, I think, naturally insanely proportioned. Cuban, 5'4", probably $160 of all ass, legs, and tit. And the waist was skinny as hell, not liposucked. You can feel it, you can see it, because I got to feel her up a little bit. And I was like, is that natural? Like, her hips, ass, and legs fit. Meaning, it looks like they were proportionate. The legs were big. The legs were big enough to carry the ass and the hips. So I was like, oh my God. This girl's proportions are ridiculous. So after we went on our first date, had a quick meal somewhere, I said, I want to take her on another date. Now, in Florida, in the summertime, it does get really hot here. So this girl, I think, was trying to impress me. I hope she's not listening. So she shows up. I said, look, why don't we do this? I wanted to take her out to eat somewhere nice. You could tell she liked to eat. Let's just say, look, the nice thing about dating a girl that is voluptuous is you can feed her. Like, hey, baby, we're going to eat good. Now, there's a place up here in Jupiter called Leftovers. For obvious reasons. Portions are great and you usually take something home, but it's a place that is also tied to another restaurant called Food Shack. So I took her to Leftovers on Military in Jupiter. But when she showed up, she had this one-piece, like, tight dress on. Dude, it was ass, boob. You were like, woo, you see the whole outline of her body. So she showed up in the AC. You could tell I gave her a hug. And you know what happens when you go from an AC, a very cold car with a bunch of AC, to an immediately hot climate? Like you step out of the car and it's 92 and 100% humidity. Whatever was cold becomes wet. So she gets out of the car and I give her a hug and I feel she's cold. But it took me a little bit to get in my Mustang. I had the white Mustang. So I said, she came to my place. She parked outside. We got right into my car. I didn't want to make it look like, hey, you want to come inside? No. So we got in my car, and it took a while for the AC to hit, because remember, your car's sitting for a while. The AC has to cool down the dash. The AC has to cool down everything, the whole vehicle. So she is sitting there having a problem. Now, I love the hot weather. Hot weather climates are great. I am in heaven. I can wear Dockers, a nice dress shirt, belt, Sperry's, and be like, I'm good. I like this. She was having a fit and was starting to sweat. Apparently, she sweats a lot. And she was like, oh my God. Like you could tell she was starting to freak out. So I'm like, what's wrong? She goes, I'm just starting to sweat. I'm like, okay, I'll just wait a little bit. I can't cool the car down any quicker. I had the AC on blast. So you know what I did? I looked over, and you know what started to sweat? Her upper lip. This started to sweat. And I was like, okay. And she didn't want to wipe it. You know, you could tell she was just like, all right, this is, anyway. And then we're starting to drive, car's starting to cool down. She is still on full on sweat mode. She's like, look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm going to do this, but I got to do this. And she aimed the vent to her cooter and just put her leg up like this and started airing out her cooter. And I was like, oh, okay, what the fuck? I looked over and I'm like, you good? She goes, yeah, I'm just sweating. I'm like, are you sure you're sweating, or you're really having a good time? She goes, no, I just don't want to get too wet. And I was just like, what the hell is happening? Exactly, YouTube Curl Up Anti-Free Speech. Now, this girl was a gorgeous woman. A bit on the bigger side, but she looks so freaking good. I was like, whatever. So anyway, we get to Food Shack. We get to Leftovers. Had a great meal. You could tell she wasn't. Now, because I've gone on so many dates, I've gotten pretty familiar with what foods are common and kind of eaten by people that aren't really up to snuff on food. So she went to this place and ordered a salmon, and the guy was like, you can get a salmon anywhere. Like the waiter was like, you can get a salmon anywhere. No, she was not black. She was Cuban. YouTube Curl Up Anti-Free Speech. He's like, you can get salmon anywhere. So why don't you get something here? And he showed her the catch of the day, the fresh stuff that way. She goes, I want a salmon. Whatever. We ate, came back to my place, and it was kind of early. It was still like 9:30. I said, do you want to come inside? She goes, oh yeah. I was, oh, okay. Now, you know the thought process, right? She's going to come inside, but are you going to smash? Are you going to try to smash? Are you going to put the moves on her? But all I could think was what the sweaty upper lip and her airing out her, her hoo-ha. So I said, wow, okay. So not that it was gross or anything. I thought she was super hot, but it was kind of like a funny thing. So I wasn't really macking. I wasn't really in macking mode. Came over, looked at my place, this and that. She, liked it, whatever. We watched some TV, got her some coffee, hung out for a bit. And then, about 11 o'clock or so, she's like, I got to get home. And I was like, well, I kind of subtly said, do you want to hang out? Just leave the door open. But she didn't walk through that door. And I really wasn't wanting her to walk through that door. I was just like, you can go. Because all I could think of was like the sweaty upper lip and her airing out her whatever. So anyway, walked her to her car, gave her a kiss, and she was gone. And the next day she was disappointed that I didn't put the moves on her. And honestly, I didn't feel like it. I honestly didn't feel like it. Didn't feel sexy. It didn't feel like a sexual vibe. I wasn't horny for her. That's not her fault per se. I just think that the situation warranted me macking on her. So yeah, I mean, I brought girls home, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm just banging all of them. Now I've been very lucky where, you meet someone, you get physical and everything's fine, but I don't really want to talk about that and air it out. But when you meet somebody and things are going well and they come back to your place, 9 times out of 10, you're going to smash. But this was one of those cases that I just wasn't looking to smash. It just wasn't my thing. Did it smell? No, it didn't smell. Get out of here. She smelled really nice, but you could tell that she was embarrassed about the sweating. She was just embarrassed about the sweating. Joe Jackson said, Alejandro Flores, you've said so much truth when it comes to dating. I'm older than you, but we have such similar experiences. You would think that mature women would have their shit together. No, mature women are basically teenagers and women in their 20s, just older. So when a woman is in a girl, 19 to 25, 26, they're partying. They're partying. They're double fisting. They're doing everything. I think a woman, once the kids are gone out of the house, once the kids are 19, 20, which could be a woman in her 50s and up or late or mid 40s, they are now going, I'm an empty nester, divorced, and I'm going back to party mode, except now you're old. I know it sounds bad, but you are. In society's eyes, 45 is old to be out there partying, but they are. They're out there back to partying, and they bring their bullshit because they think, I used to party back in the 80s or in the 90s, so this is back to party mode. We're partying back in the 80s and 90s. No, it's a completely different ball game nowadays. Now men are looking for women to house them. I used to remember, I was talking to my ex-girlfriend, Kathy, my 10-year girlfriend. I was talking to her yesterday. I said, hey, how's everything? How's everything up there? Is everyone freaking out in Massachusetts? She goes, no, I'm not. I'm not freaking out. Everything's okay. Work is a little slow, but that's to be expected. I said, how's your dating life? Because I really don't want to get into her personal business, but I do care that hopefully she meets somebody that takes care of her, because she's a great person. We just didn't, work out, and we had different plans. So she's like, actually, men here nowadays, they're looking for a woman to take care of them as opposed to the man taking care of a woman. I'm saying, what do you mean? She goes, men don't have jobs. Men don't have money. Men don't have cars anymore. Adult men. It's almost like they're looking for a woman that has a place so that they can shack up with. I said, really? She goes, yeah. I said, well, when she was with me, I had my place. I had my job. I took care of the whole situation. She didn't work for a little while. She didn't work for like many months. And those are actually the best months we had. She took care of the home. If I could swing it right now, I would absolutely have a woman that just takes care of the house and hangs out and caters to me. It sounds silly, but that sounds desirable. Who man doesn't want a woman that, takes care of the home? So all you have to do is worry about the money, the work, and they support your hobbies and everything. Good luck finding a woman like that nowadays. That's why I don't look for that. To find a woman that is into you so much that you become priority in her life, that's almost impossible, especially now that women have kids at my age or full-time jobs. So they're not looking to really take care of you. They're really looking to take care of their own shit, which I get. But imagine if you can have an ideal situation where a girl comes into your life and says, I love you. You're the best. You make me feel great. You take care of me. I take care of everything else. Ideal. Old school. That doesn't happen anymore. It simply doesn't happen. YouTube Corpenter Free Speech says, I must be a horn dog. I always try to fuck. You can't try to fuck. Okay, I guess you can. But, God, it's hard because I don't know your personality. So if you're like, hey, you want to come to my room? Like if you're obviously a horn dog, it can come across women in my age range, meaning 35 to 50. They're like, fuck out of here, kiddo, But if you make them feel good, 9 times out of 10, they lead you to the bedroom. I love going to a woman's house. I prefer to go to a woman's house because she's in control, meaning it's her place. She rules the roost there, and I am just a guest. And that's usually when you can get physical quicker. If they allow you to come into their place, they're already comfortable enough with you to know that you're not a serial killer. You're not going to do anything stupid. And they probably want control of the situation. When they come to my place is very simple. I don't have a lot of shit here because this is not going to be my permanent home. Saving up some dough, eventually buy some property, get the hell out of here. But my place has the necessities, has a table, couch, TV, dining room set, all this, it looks like a hotel room, meaning there isn't a bunch of shit on the walls. It isn't a home where every woman I've gone to their house has like a homey kind of an insane, beautiful, overly decorated feel, because that's just how women are. So they're in their comfortable spot. So if they let you into their house, you're probably going to smash. I don't ask for sex. You have to make yourself desirable enough for them to be like, you're coming to my house because you're smashing. And they want you to stay over. Don't be the shit like, I'm dipping. Stay over. Trust me, because then there's breakfast. I stayed over one girl's place one time, and she took me out to breakfast, and I was just like, that was the girl I dated in Miami for a little bit. She was, look, I probably should hit her up again and rekindle that, but I guess I don't want to lead her on and hurt her feelings, because I don't know how much she liked me at the time, and I really don't want to, go back and rehash that, and then eventually something happens again where we have to stop talking and, hurt her feelings. I'm not about that life, but got me breakfast, got me taken care of. It was pretty legit. Very, very considerate person. Anyway, YouTube Corrupt Anti Free Speech says, I must be a horn dog. I always try to fuck. I would have went for the girl who had the cat piss apartment and cocoa leaves. Not cocoa leaves. She had eucalyptus leaves. It was unreal. Someone says she has thyroid problems. 3 Val Eric says, Alejandro Flores, I feel her on the sweating. I tend to get that way on the first date situations. It's very annoying, and it makes me super self-conscious. I hate it. So I've been on so many first dates that it's almost like I expect shit to go down the wrong road. And it's almost like maybe I can use this on my channel to, maybe, tell you guys a story or something. But I'm very comfortable now. Just repetition, just a lot of repetition. I remember in one of my videos, I said, I've gone on 3 or 4 dates in a week. I have. And when a date is a coffee, a meetup, have appetizers, just to talk to the person to see if you're into them. And every time I wasn't into that person, I just had something set up already from someone else. And I've done that. Now, the problem with that is this. If a date goes really well, and you already set something up for 2 days later with someone else, you're going to have to choose right then and there. Right then and there, you're going to have to choose second date with this one or try out this one. And if you try out that one and she is great, now you have 2 women to choose from. But in American culture, that's called dating. In Hispanic culture, that means you're a dog cheating ass motherfucker. So you have to know the audience you're playing with. If you're going out with a Hispanic girl and you got white girl 2 days later, that might be a problem. But if you got 2 white girls, that's okay, because I think they understand the dating aspect of things more than a Hispanic or a woman from a Hispanic culture. I think. I'm not guaranteeing. I'm just spitballing here. YouTube Corrupt Anti Free Speech says, I've only met one girl out of 20 that had her own place. I'm in my mid-20s though. I have not met a girl in her mid-20s that had her own shit. No way. Every girl that I've met that has their own shit is at least 40. And they've been divorced. Yep. They've all been divorced. I'm trying to think. Let me think. Every girl I've met that has her own shit has been divorced. Yep. And they have a couple of kids, sometimes from 2 different fathers, which I've learned not to judge. I've learned not to judge 2 kids from 2 different fathers. This is why. Let's say they're 21, got married early, had a 10-year relationship, didn't work out. Now she's 31, met another guy, had a 2-year relationship, had a kid, then had 8 years with him. Now she's 41, 42 with 2 kids. One's 8, the other one's like 12 or 14 or whatever the hell it is. That happens. Now, if you got a 2-year-old that's from one baby daddy and a 3-year-old from another baby daddy, then you can talk some shit. 3 Valveric says, Tiffany's? No Tiffany's. I haven't dated any Tiffany's. But there's been a lot of E's, like Kathy and this, that. A lot of E's. YouTube Corrupt says, I like YouTube Corrupt. I think he was really interested in how, I wonder what he's going to be like when he's my age. YouTube Corrupt Anti-Free Speech. Is he going to be enlightened, or is he going to just be like, I remember Alice was going through this shit. Maybe him going through that will, guide me through my bullshit. Older women are trying to be young again. 2000 MCR says, you're right. YouTube Corrupt Enter Free Speech says, as a guy, I can't imagine how you get laid if you don't live alone. I don't think you can smash in cars like you could when you were a teenager. Wrong. So check this out, YouTube Corrupt Enter Free Speech. I went on a date to Bonefish Grill with this woman that was 50 years old. But again, guys, 50 years old in Florida is okay. Not only is it okay, Coyote Car Guy, back me up on this. You know, women in Naples, Fort Myers, looking good as fuck at 50, tight, looking better than 35-year-olds. So I went on a date with this woman that was 50 years old, and I was a little hesitant because I'm 42, so I wondered if her age, if she's so set in her ways, if she's been through some shit. She was divorced 4 years, so that's kind of recent. She was a teacher, had her own shit figured out. We met, and you could tell there was chemistry. Again, guys, chemistry versus compatibility. Chemistry right away. She looked at me, I looked at her, and we were like, oh my God. We both found each other really attractive, and it was very apparent. We went in, sat at the bar, and we were just oogling each other. Then we started holding hands real quick, and I was like, oh my God, this is like a good chemistry feeling. But you kind of pull back on the reins a little bit and go, chill out. This is chemistry. Let me see what she's all about. The more she talked, the more I liked her. I was like, man, this girl has it going on. This girl has it going on. She's hot, good looking, talks to me well, super mature, 50. She gets it, right? So I walk her back to her car after the date's over. I'm thinking, gonna give her a kiss goodnight, and I'm gonna drive because it was in Weston. It was a ride. You know what? She actually gave me permission to talk about this on this channel. She knows about my channel. She knows about this. She knows about everything. She has a Volkswagen Jetta. You can get laid in a Volkswagen Jetta. I'm not gonna be too lewd. You can get laid in a Volkswagen Jetta. This girl's like 5 feet tall, former gymnast, 110 pounds, if that. Yeah, you can do it. So YouTube Corrupt Enter Free Speech at 50, you can get it in a car. Because if there's that much chemistry where you both are just exploding with just like hormones, and you're just like, oh, it was very primal. It was a very primal feeling with this person. Yeah, you can get it. And it happens at any age. It happens easier at an older age than a younger age because you have bigger cars and nicer cars. My next car is going to be an SUV. I guarantee whatever happens with the red car or the white car, because I towed the Fairmont to Houston with a Tahoe, and I loved it. It had so much room. It was super powerful. And I thought this was a great tow vehicle and a good daily. So I'm going to get like a Navigator or an Explorer Limited, big bitch up, and you'll see. The bang bus. So anyway, yeah, if you don't have your own place as a guy, you're already going to have a tough time. Because you want women to come over and see your place, and they feel safe here, and that's Alex's place, and I can go over there and hang out and bang and do whatever and cook. I had a girl come here and cook breakfast for me. She's like, buy this and this and this. Bought it, did her thing. She woke up, started making breakfast. I was like, I should have just married that girl. She's still sort of in orbit. She's kind of still. She's like the moon, comes and goes. Oh, man. I'm just probably giving away all my secrets, and all these women are, you fucking pig. I can't believe I let you. You know what? This is an honest show about dating and my experiences, so take it or leave it. 3Valve Eric says, mine shows up on my forehead and my back. I should just take some talcum powder and dust my face back on the date and laughing my ass off. You look like the Joker. What happened? Oh, just, talcum powder. Yeah, if you sweat a lot and you're nervous, it's a bad time. I used to have like armpit issues, but I found the right deodorant that kind of took care of that. So I'm lucky that way. And I wear wicking shirts. I don't wear like heavy cotton shirts or anything on any date. Especially because I'm in Florida because it's warm. So any shirt that I have is going to be a wicking kind of like loosey-goosey type of shirt. Robert Goodman says, Most dudes nowadays got a rap sheet mile long, covered in tats, no job, and a Civic in mom's basement. And you know what? Robert Goodman, those guys end up with chicks. My ex ended up with a married dude. Married. And ended up with him. A married guy. And she's like, oh, yeah. Oh, you're married? Oh, okay, well, whatever. I'm like, what do you think's going to happen? If you met him married, he is going to cheat on you because you met him while he was cheating. Really? I mean, it's not that difficult to figure out. Joseph Rivas says, bring her from Mexico, Vato. People tell me that all the time. Well, find me a Mexican chick that's down. Get her over here. Yeah, I mean she's got to be able to provide something, whether she's like taking care of the house or like a check to cover the rent. Good luck finding girls like that here. Florida seems to be kind of a state where people come to fix their garbage, and it's kind of like the dump for women in Florida. Like, here, go to Florida, figure your shit out, and they end up pregnant with a kid, with a dude, and the dude ducks out. You know how many single moms I have gone out with in Florida? Almost every single woman I've gone on a date with is a single mom. My ex ended up pregnant. Probably end up a single mom too. And you're like, really? Like, really? What the like, do you not think? No, they don't. They got something going on in their head they think they need to fix, and they end up pregnant with some dude's baby and then they come out of that fog and go, shit, now I got this kid with this asshole and I got to figure shit out. Most dudes nowadays got a rap sheet. You got that already. YouTube corrupt enter free speech. Not in a desperate way. I just mean I won't be deterred by certain things, like if her apartment is nasty or she smells like eucalyptus. Oh, dude. YouTube corrupt enter free speech. Well, that's where chemistry and compatibility come into play. You are more about the chemistry. You're more about, oh, look at her ass. Look at her tits. I want to ram my... And I'm like, your place is dirty, and I'm not down with that. That means something else is dirty. You know what I'm saying? Alex Cadell says, girls want old school relationships with the new social norms, but as soon as you give them old school, they call you controlling or something else. Exactly. A lot of women say they want that fairy tale life. And then when you give them a manly man that takes control, opens doors, and does what men do, they immediately go, oh, whoa, you're checking up on me? You said good morning to me? You asked me how I'm doing? What the fuck? I think you're smothering me too much. You might need to back off a little bit because... I don't think I want this. It's called interest. That's how it is. Women are their own worst enemies when it comes to good guys. Women do not pick men well. Women don't pick men well. I think women that are in relationships got into them early on, had kids, and now they're, I don't want to say stuck, but this is all they know. Women my age that have been around the block a little bit, that have trouble being in relationships, just pick the wrong dudes. And a nice dude comes across right in front of their face, and they go, I don't like him because he's nice. I've literally been told that you're too nice. So then when you treat girls like shit, meaning you're dismissive, you don't text them, you say, fuck you, guess what? Those girls you can smash right away. It's crazy how it works. Done it. I've done social experiments, and it literally works 100% of the time. Ignore them, treat them badly, Don't make them priority, and don't really talk to them or text to them or anything. And they come running after you like a damsel in distress. You ain't wrong, Robert. Some dudes here are married, jobless, and living like a lazy weasel while the wife is the one working and making the money. It's as if the gender roles have switched. He's right. If you sweat a lot, go get your thyroid checked. Oh, man. Sounded like fapatizers. 3 of Eric, DSM Fury. Only on first dates. Other than that, it's only when it's 90 degrees or hotter. That means when he sweats. Do you cast a wide net in terms of dating? YouTube corrupts anti-free speech says. Personally, I go out with a girl if the conversation goes well or if they meet my criteria. But it sounds like you've met as many as you can. Repetition. Yeah. So percentages. Sometimes you go out of your norm. When it comes to distance, when it comes to body type, when it comes to personality type. Because you don't know. Let's say you were bad at picking girls, right? I'm probably bad at picking a girl. So I said, let me cast a broader net and see if meeting people outside of my comfort zone is better for me. And you know what? It actually worked out. I have met people, I don't want to say it's worked out, meaning I met someone and I shacked up with them, meaning I have met people that I normally wouldn't be attracted to that were so pleasant, So nice. Still are friends to this day. Still sometimes want to smash. And I'm like, I'm not going to say no. But I would have never gone out with them if I didn't widen my criteria a little bit. I used to have a certain set. This, I want this. But the problem is, out of this, and if you get picky, well, your sampling size is tiny. But if you have a sampling size like this, but are still picky, you have more women to pick from, and maybe some of them are a little outside of your comfort zone. Maybe they're a little heavier, maybe a little taller, maybe they got tattoos, maybe they got weird jobs, maybe they smoke weed, whatever. Or used to smoke weed, or have kids, more kids than you think. I went out with a girl that had 4 kids. 4 kids. And I was like, that is a no-no. But you know what? Had 4 kids from the same dad. The guy ended up passing away. They had a good marriage. They had a very good life. He passed based on some freak disease. She was single 4 years. Finally went out to date. We linked up. She owns a business, so she literally has no time to date. And I hope if she ever gets free again, I could date her again. But she literally was like so busy that I said, look, I can't, once a week is not going to work for me. Once every 2 weeks is not going to work for me. So you're lovely, and hopefully if you get freer later on, I'm around. But right now I'm in a mode where I want to find somebody that has a little more time. She understood, but I would have normally not gone out with that person because she had 4 kids. So I cast a broader net. I've seen some girls that are in their mid-20s and claim that they had their own place, but I didn't have the opportunity to see what they actually meant. It usually means they got a roommate. I got my own place, and you go there, there's 5 fucking college guys, pizza boxes everywhere, and they stack their booze bottles because that's cool. And you're like, oh wait, no, you got roommates, so this is not your place. This is everyone's place. YouTube Carpenter Free Speech says, sometimes it can get discouraging if you only go on dates rarely, but it seems like if you go on many dates per week like you do, you become pretty nonchalant about it. I do get nonchalant about it, and I am okay dropping a girl at the drop of a hat if something is unacceptable right away. But if they're nice, you see it through, but if you see some shit like she says some dumb shit, she does some dumb shit. I remember a Colombian chick I went out with was super pretty. She was just constantly joking around, like always making a joke. She was never serious. I like serious, deep conversations, believe it or not, about anything. And that stimulates me. I guess if you read the book of, the love languages, I thought it was physical touch, that I thought that was my quote unquote love language, but it's actually words of affirmation. If a girl talks to me and stimulates my mind and is good, look, obviously she has to meet certain criteria too, but if she stimulates my mind and gets me, man, that turns me on. Dude, that turns me the fuck on. If she gets what I'm saying, how I think. I'm trying to think who. One girl has done that here. That's the girl in Miami that I kind of told her, hey, the business is taking off and I got to pay attention to it. Alex Hidell says, I knew this one chick who had 3 kids with 3 baby daddies, all before senior year of high school. Holy shit. Yeah, no, I wouldn't even go out with that girl. Fuck all that. No, thank you. Bandy says, I'd say hearing your experiences will help me if shit ever went down. I sort of keep my expectations low. Yeah, I've gone on a date with my expectations set sky high. I am saying sky high. And that was so stupid of me. I'm like, shit, I'm just setting myself up to, I don't say get hurt, but be brought down a little bit. So then every single time I went on a date, I was just like, it's like meeting somebody that, hey, what's up? How you doing? And then that relaxed. This is the other thing that has happened to me. Because I'm so nonchalant about it, I think it comes across that I date a lot. I go, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Tell me a little bit about yourself. And they go, oh, this feels like an interview. I think they're expecting me to be shy, and I'm definitely not shy. As you can tell, the way I talk to you guys is the way I talk to everybody. I say, hey, tell me, and then I joke around. I get really comfortable, and my mannerisms, I talk a lot with my hands. And I think they get the notion that I'm so comfortable that they get a little turned off, or they go, boy, he's like super comfy and I'm on the shy side, and maybe he wants someone a little more outgoing when actually I prefer someone on the shyer, quiet, reserved side that lets loose with me. and is more of an introvert than someone that's like a free spirit. When a girl says she's a free spirit, I run. I fucking run. Not one girl that has said she is a free spirit has been good for me at all. Bonefish. Yeah, Bonefish girl's pretty badass. The Jetta was pretty badass. Sorry, guys. Dating is also canceled. That's the thing about the coronavirus. You are now getting texts from girls that are shacked up at home going, ven acá, let's go. I'm like, are you coughing? Are you good? Like, Daniel Brock says, all restaurants in my town are takeout only because of the freak out. Then come over to my place. I say, hey, baby, come over to my place. We'll get some P.F. Chang's and we'll P.F. Chang and chill. Actually, no, you don't want to bang after P.F. Chang's because it's spicy. So you might, something might come out of them. Yeah, Jetta chicks rule. Jetta chicks do rule. I'm down with Jetta chicks. Jeep girls are badass too. I like Jeep girls. YouTube Corrupt Enter Free Speech says, oh man, when I was 19, I had a Toyota 4Runner, lay in the backseat down, and it was like a mobile bed. Exactly. I looked at this Tahoe when I'm driving to Texas. I'm like, it's pretty good back there. Like, I had room. So if I get an Expedition, it'll be the EL version, the extra long version. Like this bitch. Why not a Mach-E? I'd get a Mach-E for sure. It doesn't tow, though. The best girls are the ones that swallow. Real nice. You're not wrong, though. You're not wrong at all. Alejandro Flores, dude, I'm 28 and I'm getting married in May. Any advice or I am fuck? Or am I fuck? Tony Turbo, no, you're 28 now in the grand scheme of things. When I was 28, I thought I was old. I thought, oh man, I've done so much in life. I've done so much. I've been through so many things. I didn't know shit at 28. Now, Tony Turbo, that's normal, right? To meet a girl, as long as you've been dating her for a while and you're actually in love with the girl. Understand this, Tony Turbo 91. After you get married, you got to pop out a kid in about a year or a year and a half or 2, right? Because usually you buy a house together, get married, and then what? We're talking progression. We're talking shit. Now what? Now you pop out a kid because it never goes like this. Buy a house, get married, live the rest of your life. No, it never goes like that. Ever. It's like buy a house, get married, have a couple of kids, maybe get a project car. The project car now takes control of your life. And then she starts hating you because all you do is hang out in the garage. You fight, you separate, you fuck other people, you divorce, and you're like, oh my fucking God, every single time. Careful with Latinas, YouTube Corrupt. Yeah, he's not right. He's not wrong. YouTube Corrupt. Latinas, I don't date. Look, I'm almost off of Hispanic women totally because I think they have this thing about them that, I don't know. It's almost like you are always going to be less than, unless they were raised in an old school house where they were like very demure and mom was like, you have to be respectful to the gender roles. No, I think that a lot of the women here, Hispanic, have a sense of entitlement. They think they can talk down to you. I think that's women in general, my age range. So I am off of Latin women. It's very rare where I see a Latin, Hispanic, or whatever woman that like would be okay being the B side. Because let's be honest, if you're going to be with me, you're not going to be the A side. You're not going to be the A side. You're not going to be the B side either. I think you're just going to be an equal. And a lot of women don't want that. A lot of women want like an A side. I want to be, me first. And I'm like, well, no, it's us. And it's very hard to find someone that's okay with shared load like that than someone that hold in higher regard. Look, I love women and they're great, but I love me more. I'm pretty selfish that way. Now, if I meet a girl that I'm just smitten over and it's all about her and her first, then guess what? This channel ends. But until then, this channel chugs on. Bandy says, swiping right on women outside of my comfort zone or my criteria is what got me matches now. It helps a lot. Exactly. You look at her and you go, fuck it. And then you talk and you go, hey, she's really nice. She's really cool. Or she's fucking retarded. I'm good. Bandy says, I'm both words of affirmation and physical touch. More of the latter. I'm more of words of affirmation. Physical touch, look, you're affectionate and you're nice. That's fine. That's not going to make me stay in the relationship, meaning you fucking me really good. It's not going to make me stay in the relationship. You understanding where I'm coming from and getting to my mind, that's going to make me stay. The sex is sex. You can, if it's not good initially, it can get good. Better to have no expectations. Coyote Car Guy is correct. Mental attraction is everything. When you meet someone who matches, that is much more intense. Exactly, Joe Jackson. When you talk to a girl and she gets everything you're saying, the references, you come from similar backgrounds, and you know what she's referencing, and she knows what you're referencing. I'm telling you, dude, it's just the best feeling. Good luck. I see couples that barely know each other's languages. Again, someone I used to date ended up with someone that doesn't know English that well. It's a second language. And I'm like, why the fuck did you do that? If you could write a book on what to do wrong, this person did it. Had a kid early on, went out with a dude that was cheating on the wife, and the guy barely knows English. Like, you're setting yourself up. You've chosen so bad, it's kind of laughable at this point. Alex Hidell says, I expect nothing when I go on dates. A lot of times I'm still let down. Same here. It's part of the game, brother. Pero Latina chicks lo queman los frijoles como los guerras. Haha, Alex Cadell. Where are you from? Joseph Rivas says, that's true, Alex. My ex is Hispanic, and I went to her house one time to help out with something, and she still served me a plate of food. Still being my ex. What a woman. What a woman. Whew. That's wonderful. Tony Turbo says, Alejandro, she's willing to sign my 2020 GT500. LOL. I'm actually lucky. Chemistry and compatible are on point. Marry her. See, I'm not anti-marriage. Never been married. But I would love to find a woman that makes me go, oh my God, I got to lock you up. No one else can have you. That's harder and harder to find the older and older you get, because your patience becomes less and less, and the time you perceive you have becomes less and less, meaning I don't have time to be wasted. So I don't want to say you feel rushed, but you have a easy, quick trigger about someone wasting your time. You're wasting my time. Fuck out of here. And you're not that patient. But damn, she signed for your 2020 GT500. That's a keeper right there. DSM Fury says, I used to only mess with a chick who's now married and tells me if she were to get a divorce is because of kids. Her husband wants kid, but she doesn't. Damn. Get her back. Shit. Vote for Pedro. Alejandro Flores, she already said that. He already said that 3 times. That she's willing to sign for my GT500. Sick. Try 66er says, swipe right on all of them really fast, then weed out the matches. That's true. If you go on Tinder and you just swipe right on everything, and then you use the matches as your filter, you can have a better shot. If you go, no, Cindy Crawford, no, Jennifer Aniston, no, you're gonna have a bad time. Bandy says, I hear you, and I do like that. The ones that swear there's some higher form of intellectual end up being boring. I'm talking to someone now who has goals, and we understand each other well so far. That's nice, Bandy. But yeah, I've met women that are like, I want to take on the world. I want to see the rest of the world because there's so much things I could learn from different cultures. Shut up. The only thing you can learn, in my opinion, from traveling the world is there is no place like home. There's no place like home. The United States, you get such a wonderful, safe feeling that you're not going to be butt raped in an alley somewhere for a ruple, or your kidney's going to get stolen in a high-speed train somewhere in, fucking France. No, thank you. No, thank you. You want to travel and see how the world is? Do that. After you've gotten that shit out of your system, holler at your boy. Teacher ESL with your bitcha. Alex, have you done the Enneagram test? I see you being a 6. Read up on. Thanks for all the solid content. I'll look into that. Rolling Pure Muscle says, 10 years with the girlfriend. She's the only one from her group of friends that isn't a bum. Coming from a small town, she was a needle in a haystack. Could you imagine if you live in a small town and everybody knows everybody and you actually find a good chick? Whew, that's tough. It's tough to do. I'm trying to think. There was a girl in the town, a town over where I grew up, Chicopee, Massachusetts. I screwed that up. I literally screwed that up. Her name was Ashley. She had a career, she had a business, tall, good looking, had her own place, understood each other, compatibility, physicality, everything. Unfortunately, she crossed my path when I was just going through some fucked up shit. I just gotten over my first ex, met her, and she was a rebound. And I hated that I met her and treated her that way. She didn't deserve any of that. But, you know, unfortunately, you meet people along the way that you treat a certain way, and then when you think about it, you're like, God damn it, you should have, like, right now I should, like, you know, meet up with her, but she's up in Massachusetts. And then we tried to reconnect a little while later, but again, I think it was too early on because I was single, recently-ish single, again, reconnected with her, and that's why I'm gun shy about reaching out to the girl in Miami, because I don't want that to happen with her, where I hurt the Ashley girl twice and I felt terrible about it. And you gotta know your limitations, and you gotta be cognizant of where you're at in life. If you're in a vulnerable position where you're just fucking everything in your path because you're trying to get over an ex or whatever, you know, and you meet a girl that's really good for you and stuff, run away. Don't fuck up her life. Like I did that, and I felt still to this day, I still feel terrible that I met her at the point of my life that I met her at. One of my exes liked me only because I had a hint of Hispanic accent and would occasionally sprinkle in British. Nice. I like girls that let me borrow their car because I don't have one. Wow. You got me crying laughing because of how true it is, Bandy. Dude, I'm on the money with this shit. I've been around the block. A keeper is a girl that lets you spend her money on a set of 24s for the Crown Vic. The USA is the last safe haven. Exactly. Fuck anywhere else. I love to travel. Go travel. Get the fuck out of here. Go buy a plane ticket. I'll be here waiting. All of the college girls I meet always say things like, I want to travel the world. I'm studying business and I'm going to be a millionaire one day. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm into a whole bunch of things. Shut up. You're going to be a secretary somewhere. No offense. Shout out to all the secretaries. And the cold hard reality is life hasn't hit them. 100% YouTube corrupt. You're ahead of the game. You're ahead of the game. And hanging out with older men, try not to hang out with old bitter men like me, but hanging out with older men that have been there, seen it all, and done that shit. Listen to what they got to say. Really listen and take their experiences into account so that when you come across them, you don't make the same mistakes they did. Michael Marin says, you yelled into the mic and I'm at work. So loud. Embarrassed. That's your fault, not mine. What about moving to a small town where everyone knows everyone and not having much selection of people to meet? You're fucked. But there's a problem. Her older sister's a total bitch. Okay, Tony Turbo, here we go. There's a problem with the girl that's perfect and he's going to marry. The sister's a total bitch and low-key she doesn't like me, but I'm not marrying her. Dude, it don't matter. Mom is a problem. Sister's not a problem. Fuck the sister. Who gives a shit? You know why she don't like you? Because her sister found someone she's gonna marry. Let me guess, Tony Turbo. Is the sister single or in a shitty relationship? Because she probably hates your relationship with her sister and not you per se. Alex Cadell says, I'm half Mexican and white from Georgia and been all over the world. Having traveled, I've only lived in the USA and maybe Korea after being stationed there for a year, but my calf can come with me. My calf can come with me. Haha. I don't know what that means. Do we need to donate money Tuesday for a road trip to Miami? No, don't donate any money to this channel. Fuck that. It got monetized, but do not, please. I was actually just going to not enable it, but the problem is if I don't enable monetization, when people watch the videos back, they don't get monetized. So don't fucking give any money to this channel. That would be really stupid. Just watch it and I get paid based on ad revenue. 3Valveric says, Alex is Nostradamus. I'm telling you, I'm not wrong. Look, I said to my friends, when my ex and I broke up, I said, look, just wait for that 6-month email that says I fucked up, shit's fucked, I fucked everything up and I'm fucked and I made my bed and I'm going to lay. And then I got it. And then, we went back and forth, but it was already too late. When you've gone so far as to fuck up your life that bad, I don't want to be a part of it because you fucked it up royally and now you're involving a child in it. And I'm like, no. Maybe I'm overly analytical. Maybe I overthink things, but I don't do stupid shit. And that was like royally stupid. Joe Blow says, watch the car stuff. Surprised at how much I like the dating female advice. Thank you very much, Joe Blow. I appreciate that. It's just a bro out. It's just if you were at the bar hanging out with your bros, you'd be talking this shit too. It's like, your uncle talking shit about women. Bandy, or the ones that say they're an entertainer and you can tell they are a master at the pole. I'm a dancer. Right. Dance on this bitch up. DSM Fury says, don't hang out with alcoholics. Very right. Alex Goodell says, Alex Flores 2020, YOLO Nostradamus. Not wrong. YouTube Corrupt says, yes, sir. I always try to extract information and learn from the life experiences of older guys. I enjoy the cynicism also. We're cynical for a reason. 2000 MCR. So women think the world owes them? Yeah, I think so. Check this out. Tony Turbo says, no, she's married, but not really happy on her marriage. She's always fucking bitter. Maybe that's it. Maybe she sees the happiness in her sister's eyes with you, and you're just a focal point of her failing marriage. It's not you. It's her. Unless you did something really stupid. Like my ex's mom and me did not get along, not because of me. I knew her story. I knew how she got single. I knew how she cheated on dad. I knew how she fucked the whole family up. And I knew how 2 kids at a young age can see daddy's here one day and some other dude's here the next, can fuck the kids up. So I looked at her like, you're one of them. So then once she started kind of treating me, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I came in there with open arms. I was like, let's see how this goes. And the first words out of her mouth is, grab the fork. I'm like, nope. Fuck that shit. Bandy says, overanalyzing things is what saves you from being in situations sometimes. I overthink all the time, but more often than not, I'm glad I do, even if it's mentally taxing. I overanalyze everything. I take a situation and I go, this is how it is today. How is it going to be tomorrow, a month from now, 12 months, a year, 2, boom, 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 boom. You have to, because you can potentially make a decision today that you didn't think about based on emotion or lust that ruins you for the rest of your life. I went out with a girl, had a coffee. The absolute most stunning woman I have ever gone on a date with. Beautiful face. The body was a 12. I am telling you guys, she was friendly, nice, had a career, knew her shit, had her own place, was young-ish, 34, 35 years old. And I was like, oh my God, this girl is perfection. She got me, but she said, I need to have a kid within a year. Now, I said, she checks off all the boxes, 9 out of 10. But that 10th check, the not wanting kids or whatever. Now, this is the way I look at it. Kids are on the table. If we fall in love, get married, do it right, and we're just so perfect for each other that we think we can raise a child together, kids are on the table. But don't tell me you need to have a kid within a year, because then that makes me feel less special or less part of the process. Meaning you need to find a guy to fuck you within a year to have a baby with. Not me, any guy. Done. So I had to analyze that situation. Wait a minute. She checks all the boxes, but like she wants a kid within a year. And no. I don't even know who you are in a year. I have no idea what you like, what you don't like, how, if you snore, if you fart, I don't even know who you are in a year. and you want to have a kid within a year? That means you need to be pregnant in the next 4 to 5 months? No. So yeah, overanalyzing has literally saved me from many, many mistakes. Overanalyzing got me out of my last relationship because I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do things that might put a strain on the relationship, but I want to see if it's worth it or not. And based on their reaction, made me go, okay, it's not worth saving, or it's better to just get the fuck out of here. Because the moment we made a decision to break up, I was out of the apartment in 45 minutes because I had already thought of everything beforehand. You have to kind of pick and choose your battles and go, this is how I want things to go down. So you're at a crossroads. If I do this and this happens, you're out of there. If I do this and this happens, we'll make it. Well, guess what? I was out of there. She is bitter because she's never had an orgasm. Help her out, bitch. She's married to make other men jealous to chase after her. Perhaps overanalyzing can prevent you from things as well sometimes, such as not approaching a woman because of all the things that could potentially go wrong. YouTube could prevent their free speech? Absolutely. I will never approach a woman unless I have clear signs that she might be into me. Alex Cadell says, my fault is overanalyzing the fact that how could made things better and not then and not later. Same. To this day, I think, did I do the right thing for me? Yeah, look, my life, right? I'm very happy. I'm very happy with my life. Very happy how everything turned out. I'm healthy. I'm in a good spot financially. Things are really good. I have options. So I'm not stuck. I know a lot of people that are stuck, and I would hate to be in that position, but I am in the position I am in because I probably overanalyze things. Tony Turbo says, I like this bro session stream. Like others have said, there's always a lot to learn from other folks. Yeah, based on my experiences, I have gone through a lot of shit in a short period of time. More stuff has happened to me in Florida than has happened in most of my life. And it's because I had the flexibility to do things and get in and out of situations based on, decisions I made back in Massachusetts. So once I got here, I was able to spread my wings a little bit. And then once I got into the dating scene, I kind of saw, because I could have been right back in a relationship. I met someone right when I got single that I'm like, oh my God, but I knew I wasn't right in the head. And after going through the process, luckily I said, yeah, no way I could have ended up with that person. But at the time you felt like that person was the one. It was because that's rebound shit. And I had been through that before with my first ex. So I knew what to look out for. Bandy says, I'm doing it right now with someone I had feelings for who I accept I will only ever be friends with. I wanted it to work out, but she's difficult to stay in contact with. So she has lupus, so I try to understand. She has lupus, so I try. Is she black? Bandy, is she black? Lupus is kind of like a African-American disease, no? Or they're more prevalent, they're more susceptible to it, I guess. Bandy. What was her rationale for having to have a baby in a year? She was 35. So the way she thought about it in her head was 35, the eggs are starting to age. So while they're good, she wanted to have a kid to lessen the probability of the kid coming out with issues. I was like, don't you want to fall in love first and find someone that you really like? As opposed to having a kid. The kid's going to love you. That's the other thing. I wonder if that's the thing. If they can't find love, I wonder if they have the kid because the kid will automatically love them. So they know that is guaranteed love, at least for a while, till the kid becomes a teenager. That's interesting. I'm going to bring that up to a mom. Because I have had conversations with women about postpartum, meaning the woman, once the baby is out of them, they look at this kid and they're like, I got to take care of this thing forever. And my life will never be the same. So does that mess with your head? And I have had conversations with women. How long did it take after the baby was out for you to be right in the head? I have heard a year or 2. So that tells me the probability of a woman being okay in a relationship after a kid is born is low because their hormones are jacked. They now their body is like, take care of this kid, and the man's over here going, hey, I'd like a blowjob. I had a real tough day at work. I'd like a blowjob. And you're like, sorry, you automatically became number two, and her hormones were kind of fucked up. So a lot of women that I've dated that have had kids, I asked them, I said, hey, how long did it take you to be mentally right after you had your kid? I've heard from 6 months to a year to 2 years. Once I heard that, it cemented in my head to not have kids. It's not what I want. It's not what I want. I don't want to go through that shit. I don't want a year or two of taking care of someone to the point of like they're kind of in a mental flux because of the hormones and the imbalance and the newness of everything. I was like, that's not what I want to go through. That's just, a lot of people go, oh, look, there's a baby and we're going to be okay. Next week, I'll tell you about a girl that I was hanging out with for a while who was married. And you could tell that it was fun for a little bit. But then when it came, they started saying shit like, I love you and I am in love with you. And I'm like, whoa. So if that's the case, leave your man. But then I started thinking, you're cheating on your man. I'll tell you guys about that next time. I think it's time. That one I've been leaving in my back pocket for a little while because I honestly thought, maybe this could work out between me and this person, but it was cut off and, I got right a while back, but I think it's time to be able to talk about it vaguely to protect people, let you know how we met, how it all went down, and how the relationship evolved. Being married and all that stuff. It's just a crazy, crazy time. Good stuff. I hate when women put a time limit on feelings. We ain't robots. Some marry in 5 years, some marry in 30. Do what feels right. Bandy says she's black. We haven't really spoken to each other for the past couple of weeks. As a friend, I try to check up on her, but it's difficult to be a friend when she is unresponsive. 100%. I always found myself seeking women out that were elusive. And when I would, like right now, I'm talking to a girl, like in the Fort Myers area. Everything was great the first 2 or 3 days. Then conversation started to get spaced out. So I'm like, I'm not going to reach out. I'm going to stop reaching out. Why? Because if she's into me, she'd reach out. If she's into me, we would absolutely be on the same page. I say, hey, good morning. How you doing? Don't hear anything. Then the next, have a good night. Don't hear shit. The next day, good morning. Nothing. Then that's it, right? And then all of a sudden she's like super responsive and talking after 2 days of I'm like, no. You either have consistency in communication or fuck off. Like seriously, fuck off. Tony Turbo says, Bandy, keep her as a friend. Not bad advice. Tony Turbo, Bandy says to Tony Turbo, I'm trying my best. I promise you that. My mind goes towards negativity, but I do my best to fight those thoughts. There you go. Bam Bam Flow says, 100%, hit it on the head. Screw ups. DSM Fury says, story of my life, Alex. Dude, I'm telling you, we all go through this shit. Not a lot of us talk about it because, when you talk about feelings, it's not masculine. It's not really talking about feelings. It's talking about situations and how we handle them. Like a lot of women think men are robots and they're just, we're just walking around with our dicks hard all the time and we just fuck things and we don't care. No, we give a shit. And then when a woman meets a guy like one of us, where we give a shit about how we're treated and how we're talked to, you're seen as less than or weak. And they're like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me is I'm right. And you haven't met a right guy. So you don't know how to treat a good right guy. So that's nothing wrong with me. You've just chosen a bunch of pieces of shit. Then you complain how all men are bad because you choose bad men. Oh, man. Tony Turbo says at Bandy, personal experience. One of my ex-girlfriends had depressions and anxiety. Trust me, that's a path you don't want to go to. It's exactly right. Mental issues are really tough to overcome. If a girl is diagnosed bipolar or anything like that, love ya, run. I've met girls that seem to be super compatible and then they tell me they're like bipolar and I'm like, shit, am I into mentally unfit chicks? Probably. But I had to get out of that situation because it's just setting you up for failure. It's just setting you up for failure. Okay, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I've been on for an hour and 48 minutes. I love talking life, dating things. I can just ramble on more so than car stuff. It's a really, really fun channel. So hopefully you guys support it. Just watch the videos. Don't pay anything. Just watch the videos and share them if possible. But it's just like a bro out session we have every Thursday or so. Sorry I wasn't on last week, but I was at Texas 2K trying to get that piece of junk launching. Hopefully you guys, I don't know, some of these channels and these live streams can help you guys if you're in a similar situation as I am. Next week and maybe in the up and coming days, I'll talk about the girl I was going out with that was married and the kind of stuff that was being said in that situation that made you believe it can go one way, but in actuality, you're just a penis at that point. And once I figured out, oh, okay, I'm just a penis. Cool, but I'm going to get out of here. And then all of a sudden they were all about, trying to get with you. It's funny. Once the penis starts to go away, they want to keep it. Good stuff. Okay, guys, talk to you later. We'll check in during the week for more videos and we'll see how it goes. So thanks for tuning in for the live stream. Hopefully I'll keep these guys going on the weekly basis, and good luck out there. Stay away from people, wipe your hands, don't lick any handrails, and you should be good to go. Talk to you later.